think it's a coincidence that it's primarily women of color leading the Sprinkle Sprinkle movement, because the inequities of a neoliberal feminist world are going to be more glaringly obvious to them than someone with more privilege.
Hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here, and welcome back to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So today's video is the part 2 video I posted yesterday of the white woman who came to talk about the neoliberal feminism and the intersectional feminism, how the Sprinkle Sprinkle movement of Sharon Seven is almost like ending the way for the third wave of feminism. If you haven't seen that video, I posted a part 1 of where she was talking and black women had so much to say. So for you to get full context of this video, go check out the part 1, which I'm going to link down in the description box and also up in the card, so that you can catch up with what we're saying and what we're talking about here. So in this video, we're going to hear white women and non-black women, like a woman of color, give their own thought of this white woman calling out the Sprinkle Sprinkle movement, and how the Sprinkle Sprinkle movement is almost like an end to feminism, this end third wave feminism and all that. Just go check out that video so you get full context. Okay, so with that all said, guys, let's go check out what they have to say, because I felt like some of the things some of these white women were saying really makes sense. And I tried to split this video into two, because I felt like in her own context of what she was saying, it became like versus a black woman and non-black women type of conversation. So that's why this video is split into two, so that we'll get the non-black women angle and also the black women angle. So with that all said, guys, let's go check out the video, then we'll come back and talk more.
Okay, if you have not watched her video, first go back and watch it. She gives a really great analysis on the divergence of neoliberal and intersectional feminism, and I just want to take her analysis one step further. Neoliberal feminism, or what I like to call white feminism, isn't really feminism. It's white supremacy for girls. A key tenet of feminism is the deconstruction of systemic oppression. And this requires us to understand how oppression on the basis of sex, race, class, disability, or any other ism is institutionalized. Meaning, we develop legislation, social infrastructure, and economic systems that uphold a rigid hierarchy that exploits the majority for the benefit of the few. This hierarchy is dependent on othering groups selected for exploitation as a strategy to justify the abuse and violence inflicted on these groups. There is never a case of exploitation that is not inherently violent. That is really critical. I have worked with neoliberal feminists in domestic and sexual violence advocacy for a large chunk of my career, and have witnessed firsthand how they not only fail to apply a framework of deconstructing oppression, but actively work to uphold these systems, because as white women with class privilege, they know they directly benefit from them. They know that to dismantle these systems so that we can create new ones based on equity, they will lose power and privilege. Neoliberal feminism isn't about creating opportunities for women. It's about allowing a select few white women to have the same kind of power white men historically have had. And as we witness this divergence, I honestly will not be surprised if we see neoliberal feminists double down on the violent tactics that patriarchy uses to oppress them as a strategy to oppress women of color. If this is a topic you want to learn more about, I recommend these two books here. White Tears, Brown Scars, How White Feminism Betrays Women of Color by Ruby Hamad, and Hood Feminism, Notes from Women That a Movement Forgot About by Nikki Kendall. Neoliberal feminism has got to go, because neoliberal feminism is white supremacy for girls. Point blank. End of story.
Let's talk about Sprinkle Sprinkle. A fellow creator on here has been getting pushback by claiming that the Share 7 Sprinkle Sprinkle movement is the end of the third wave of feminism. I'll link her video below. I loved this video. I feel like her video was an excellent summary of what I talk about on this channel all the time. The Sprinkle Sprinkle movement, or the movement of hypergamy, or the notion that women should be receiving something from men that is tangible, that tangibly improves their lives, because we were conditioned, men and women were conditioned differently when it comes to approaching relationships, and that was for a very distinctive purpose that serves the patriarchy and serves men. and disservices and disenfranchises women. The fact that her video is getting the pushback that it's getting was so confusing to me. And I even have mutuals who did not like that notion of that video, which I also thought was interesting because they like my videos, and that's what I'm saying. Shara 7 is a comedian. She's entertaining. She's funny. I don't liken her to a feminist gender studies professor or someone who is super knowledgeable in like feminism or anything like that. I agree with the majority of what she says, but that was never what she tried to come off as. She served the purpose that she served, and then we kind of glorified her as like this figurehead of this movement when that's not what she ever asked to be. She never led us on to believing that she was someone that she wasn't. We try to fit her into a hole that she was never supposed to fit in, and that she never gave us the impression that she wanted to fit in. But the reason why that notion, the sprinkle notion, the notion that you shouldn't be dating men if they're not directly improving or benefiting your life, the reason why that's become so popular is because women are tired. Rightfully so. The fantasy that we've all been sold, if it were ever true at any point in time, is not true now. I don't think it ever was, but it certainly isn't now. The hidden cost of being a woman, the hidden cost of operating and being accepted in society as a woman, the hidden labor of being a woman, just existing as a woman, has gone so unappreciated, unacknowledged, and unreciprocated. We're realizing that we have to jump through hoops just to be accepted. And even then, we're not safe or acknowledged or given a seat at the table, like she said in her video. So what are we doing it for? The conversation of sprinkle in the context of dating is a different conversation than that of the central feminist movement conversation. Of course, the one regarding dating isn't necessarily totally devoid of the conversation involving feminism, but they're two different conversations. People like myself, and I would assume people like Shara, but people like myself, I'm not telling you that you need to, that I want you to conform to even more of a male ideal so that you can go and buy Birkin bags. It's literally the opposite of what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you are to date a man, if you would like to date a man, it is nonsensical to date a man who is not adding things to your life, especially after the abortion ban. It's nonsensical to engage in an activity with a man that could potentially result in you having a child that man could not adequately provide for when you're growing a child in your body for 9 months. If you are forced to do that, which in today's day and age, there's a very good chance you will be forced to do that. America is one of the only countries, I believe the only country, that does not have maternity leave, paid maternity leave. This country does not care about mothers, and it certainly has shown us over and over again that it doesn't care about women. So if you are engaging with men and not having that in consideration, that doesn't make any sense. And it reminds me of the conversation that people have regarding SW, where it's like, oh, is SW empowering? Well, perhaps not, but perhaps not in a lot of ways, but money is empowering. Not starving is empowering. Having a roof over your head is empowering. Being able to provide for your children is empowering. So then in turn, yes, financial stability is empowering. So in the context of doing something with the man that could potentially result in a child, it is empowering to only date men who you know could adequately provide. This isn't, I don't understand how this is some kind of crazy notion. And outside of the context of having or thinking about it in terms of like having a child, you as a woman we should be far more appreciated than we have been. Oh my God, I could go on about this forever. Women are valuable. Women are commodified. The difference is the value, the commodification, the value that's derived from our commodification is not something that we are benefiting from, but it still is happening. So it's either we don't benefit from it and someone else does, or we attempt to benefit from it in a way that empowers us. Okay, it's not going to be eradicated overnight. And we have to have some kind of control over it, some kind of hand in the pot in order to change it. If you would prefer to not date men at all and to be celibate, honestly, I think that is the best course of action. That is the world.
Why I don't think it's a coincidence that it's primarily women of color leading the sprinkle sprinkle.
I love a good feminist critique of the sprinkle sprinkle movement, but yeah, this one was not it. I have so much to say that I'm just going to say a couple of things. Number one, it's not feminism. They will very much tell you that they're not feminist. Two, they're just women embracing traditional femininity. And I think that this is a moment to call in our intersectional feminism, because why do they stick out so much? Why are we so uncomfortable when brown women are trying to espouse the traditional roles that white women have always been doing? They are really not that different from your traditional trad wives and all of these anti-feminist white women that have been making content for eternity. So why do these stick out so much? Also, if we're going to credit women of color with being a leader of any movement, and in that same video talk about intersectional feminism, yeah, we really do need to give a shout out to who created intersectional feminism and why they created it, which is women of color. And normally I'm not one that asks for everyone to call everything out in a video, but you do take the time to call out in your video that most of us, at least those of us that grew up in America, grew up in a very neoliberal Hillary Clinton girl bossy feminism. Who's us? Because that is just only applies to white women. Anyway, all in all, that was a very long video to describe basically anti-feminism and the current state of feminism, while maybe inadvertently blaming women of color for it, while not giving us credit for the intersectional feminism that we do have. And yeah, this is more of a call-in, because yeah, that was not it.
Please go down in the comment section and share it. I'd love to know what you think about this conversation down in the comment section, but please keep it respectful. Here on this channel, we are allowed to disagree, but we do it in a respectful way. Okay, so go ahead, feel free and share your thoughts. And yes, guys, my quality may be bad, but please bear with me. So here's my thoughts on this. I really like what the first white woman talked about, how she talked about how the neoliberal feminism benefits the white woman. I didn't know about the whole different section of feminism until I posted the video yesterday. I had to read on some things, and that just really like got me. And some of you guys are educating me down in the comment section, which you guys know how much I appreciate, and I love you guys for that. That's why I love this channel. You guys educate me every single time. So got to understand what the neoliberal feminism is. It really makes sense that, oh, this is a feminism that is a work for the white women. And come to think of it, that feminism, in terms of the first wave of feminism, started off with white women, and white women were asking for their rights, while black women were working for them. And the first lady talking about how there is no way you're trying to talk about liberation without talking about violence towards a certain group of people, which the first wave of feminism kind of did to black women. And whether we want to admit or not in this conversation is that the struggle of a black woman and the struggle of a white woman, it is different. And when we talk about intersectional feminism, it's really like more of a black woman. And then coming off to talk about, oh, the sprinkle sprinkle movement, I said it in my other video, the sprinkle sprinkle movement is not a feminist movement. And I don't know why a lot of people usually feel like the sprinkle sprinkle movement, Sharon Seven, is all about feminism and all that. She always comes out to tell you that she is a business advisor. She just helps you to keep the hustle. She has nothing to do with women fighting for their right. No. And I kind of understand where Sharon Seven, the sprinkle sprinkle lady, is coming from in terms of ideology and all that. With some of them, I agree with some of them, okay? Because women are tired, and that's what the other creator also talk about. Women are tired, and that's why women are like, you know what? If I'm going to be in any form of relationship, I have to be in a relationship that benefits me. Because for the longest time, especially black women, for the longest time, have been in relationship that society has orchestrated for us, have told us, oh, this is what we need to do, this is how we need to do, we have to keep this person happy to make us happy. But now, the way we are having conversation as women, we're beginning to understand that, you know what, our own happiness doesn't really need to lie on other people or spouse or relationship. And I know it's creeping in eventually, and a lot of women, especially black women, because I would say the sprinkle sprinkle movement or the sprinkle sprinkle ideology and all that, it's mostly like black women on it. And I don't know why it's been like, I don't even understand. I know some white girls kind of really dig it, but it's actually black women thing. Not want to play the race card, but yeah, it's a black woman thing, because whether you like it or not, if they put a black woman, put a white woman, most race of men will pick a white woman over a black woman. And most race of men disrespect black women. So black women trying to claim their power and say, you know what, I'm just going to be in a relationship that benefits me. I'm going to get the bag. I'm going to secure the bag, which is what Sharon preaches: how to get the bag, how to secure the bag, and she tells you how to do other things. And one thing a lot of people don't really talk about when it comes to Sharon is how Sharon always tell you, for you to get the Iron Man, you need to also level up yourself, which is about being educated and all that. And for people that really like want to call Sharon 7 sprinkle a feminist, I just feel like they're just making excuses just to tell women or black women not to go for the bag, or not to do the reverse psychology, or to use men for what it is. Like, if a relationship is not benefiting them, they're not going to be on it. I feel like they're just trying to bombard black women to go into relationship that doesn't benefit them. And for the longest time, black women are able to identify, to say, you know what, relationship like this don't benefit us, and I don't think we're going to do it. Rather be single and celebrate than to deal with men. And for me, I feel like it's okay. One thing I always say is that in life, always do whatever benefits you. But if you're a woman, especially as a black woman, if you're a woman and you're in a place where you can uplift another woman, where you can stand up for another woman so that another woman is not being treated unfairly, I'll say stand up for it. That's one thing I stand for. So yeah, I really don't get where she was coming from. Some of them were just like, I really don't get it. Anyway, guys, please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. I'd love to know what you think about this amazing conversation down in the comment section. But please keep it respectful, okay? Because here on the channel, we are respectful. Go on and share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversations. So go ahead and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see, and that will be you supporting this channel and this girl. With that all said, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I'll see you guys in my next video.